11:11. 2 minutes of silence, please. I want to thank you all for coming here to the Veterans for Peace and Chapter 72 and all the other peace and justice community of Portland to observe Armistice Day. On the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month, it became all quiet on the Western Front. An armistice signed at 6 o'clock that morning took effect and brought a ceasefire to the war to end all wars. Since that fateful hour, most nations which fought in that conflict observe Armistice Day. Some call it Remembrance Day. The United States in 1938 made it official with a proclamation that states, "It is fitting that the recurring anniversary of this date should be commemorated with thanksgiving and prayer and exercises designed to perpetrate peace through goodwill and mutual understanding between nations," and inviting the people of the United States to observe the day in schools and churches or other suitable places with appropriate ceremonies of friendly relations with all other peoples. That's why we're here, because this is one of those other places where we can observe each other and shake each other's hands, hug each other, and work for peace. There's a poem written by John Denver. I'd like to read it. There's a name for war and killing. There's a name for giving in. When you know another answer, for me, the name is sin. But there's still time to turn around and make all hatred cease and give another name to living, and we can call it peace. And peace would be the road we walk each step of the way, and peace would be the way we work, and peace the way we play. And in all we see this different, and in all the things we know, peace would be the way we look, and peace the way we grow. There's a name for separation, there's a name for first and last. When it's all of us or nothing, for me, the name is past. But there still is time to turn around and make all hatred cease, and give a name to all the future, and we can call it peace. And if peace is what we pray for, and peace is what we give, then peace will be the way we are, and peace the way we live. Yes, there still is time to turn around and make all hatred cease, and give another name to living, and we can call it peace. 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 There's a song I posted on some of my blogs, and it's up on YouTube. It's called The Green Fields of France, and I would suggest that you all go and give a listen to it. And it's about a wanderer who's walking through a graveyard in France, and he sits down by the gravestone of Private Willie McBride. Willie McBride was 19 when he died to join the heroes in 1916. But the last verse, I think, is the best verse. And I can't help but wonder, now Willie McBride, do all of those who lie here know why they died? Did you really believe them when they told you the cause? Did you really believe that this was the war to end wars? Well, the suffering, the sorrow, and the glory, the shame, the killing, the dying, it was all done in vain. For Willie McBride, it all happened again, and again, and again and again and again. Mike Mullane wanted to say a few words as soon as he puts his, oh, you put your camera away.
Mike Hasty.
Mike Hasty.
My name is Mike Hasty. I was a medic in Vietnam, and it's important to me to say what I need to say in relations to Armistice Day, what we now call Veterans Day, which is too bad it's not called Armistice Day. I have a photograph that I want to show that constantly reminds me of the things that happened during that era in American history. And it's a picture that you will all recognize, and then I'll read something very short under it. It's a picture of Richard Milhouse Nixon. And you can see he's got his hand pumped. This is the kind of stuff that we dealt with during the Vietnam War. These are the kind of people that were ruling our government, were ruling our country. The piece I wrote is simply called Set the Night on Fire. Armistice Day 2010. While the so-called hippies were dropping drugs in the 60s, the United States government was dropping napalm on innocent Vietnamese villages throughout America's terrorist war on Vietnam. As a veteran, I am constantly reminded that war is beyond evil, and that 58,000 American soldiers did not die for some glorious act called freedom. 300,000 American soldiers were wounded in this war. Tens of thousands of American veterans committed suicide. Our nation was torn apart. The Vietnamese culture was absolutely decimated. The death toll was in the millions. 90% of those killed were innocent civilians. Vietnam's pain and suffering as a country is far beyond anything that has ever been experienced in American history. It is often stated that it takes 7 generations to heal from a war. Since the end of World War II, the United States has bombed 28 countries. Lying is the most powerful weapon in war. I did not serve in Vietnam for the cause of freedom. I served big business in America for the cause of profit. The only glory in war is in the imagination of those who were never there. Just remember that war stands for wealthy or richer. And that's what this war was about in Vietnam, and that's what these wars are about in the Middle East. War is wealthy or richer. And I want to dedicate this in the memory of Bobby Drew, one of my best friends in Vietnam, Willie Hemphill, one of my best friends in Vietnam, and Sean Daly, one of my best friends from the Vietnam War. They did not die in Vietnam, but as a result of being there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob Goss was supposed to be here and was going to read something, but I don't.
Late Bob Goss.
He
got the flu.
Music. George Band's going to sing a tune for us.
Well, I just want to sing you one song today. It's called Streams of Gold. And I wrote this song after hearing about the book, Voices of Vets, that came out of the project, where a bunch of vets, including Brother Dan Shea, went down to Ashland and worked with these younger vets to talk through their grief from the current wars. And so many of the Vietnam era veterans that I've come in contact with in the last year have inspired me. And this is a song that's dedicated to all of you, even the older vets who are still helping the younger ones deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. I was walking through a valley, bloody boots upon my feet, when feeling beaten, feeling tired, I was falling to my knees when I came upon a clearing, sign someone been there before. As I walked into the open, up ahead of me I saw someone coming down the mountain, waving to me through the rain. He looked back and saw me coming. He said, let me explain. There'll be fields of plenty, there'll be streams of gold, there'll be smiling, happy children, I am told. Though I realize you must walk alone, I will walk this trail beside you till you're home. 40 years ago we started as we came home from the war, and like you we hadn't figured out what we were fighting for. Call it duty, call it honor, love of country or revenge. We have seen enough of killing, we just want some peace again. There'll be fields of plenty, there'll be streams of gold, there'll be smiling, healthy children, I am told. Oh, I realize you must walk alone, I will walk this trail beside you to your home. I'm still walking through that valley, getting closer to my home. I'm so glad you're with me, brother. Now I know I'm not alone. I see other men and women, all the wounded from this war. We will carry one another till we all get through that door. There'll be fields of plenty, there'll be streams of gold, there'll be smiling, happy children you can hold. Though I realize we must walk alone, we will walk this trail together. We will walk this trail together. We will walk this trail together till we're all home.
Yeah, all right.
I invite you to all go out into the world and commemorate this day and the rest of the year and the rest of your lives with thanksgiving and prayer and exercises designed to perpetrate peace through goodwill and mutual understanding between nations and people. Thank you for coming. Enjoy yourselves. We can all talk, network, shake, take a flower for peace if you'd like.